You are a special person. I think so. And God thinks so. Together, we're going to help you be the best you can be.
Who are you, kid? You'll never be good enough. Look at you. Listen to self-help CDs in your car. You're pathetic. You think anyone respects you? You're not that smart. You're not that attractive. And you never do anything right. You're worthless. You're out of your skin. You're a failure. You're ugly. You're a waste of time.
Well, with spring break coming to a conclusion and school starting tomorrow, I thought it was only fitting we began the service today by taking a quiz. Yay! Everybody cheer! Yeah, quiz! Now, the good news is it's multiple choice, and the results don't matter, okay? Now, here's what we're going to do with this quiz. I'm going to ask you a question. Then I'm going to give you 4 possible answers. When you've seen the answers, I want you to shout out what you think the right answer is, and then we'll reveal it. Okay, everybody got it? Everybody got it? Yeah, that's what we're looking for. All right, here is the first question. The world's most common greeting.
Hello.
No. Remember the multiple choice, give me 4 things part?
Okay. I got it.
Reel back a little bit.
I'm just into the hello thing.
You got a lot of gold stars when you were growing up, didn't you? Yeah. All right. So here are your possible answers, and then we'll see whether you change your mind or not. All right. The first is hello. That's kind of American. Second, hola. Spanish. Konnichiwa. Chinese or what's up? Okay. Now, one of those 4, they really say, is the most common greeting in the world. All right, now on the count of 3, you're going to shout out what you think it is. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hola! Okay, I think hola won on that one. Okay? See, this is where, every vote matters, but if you're really loud, your vote matters more. All right? And the correct answer is hello. It is actually the most common greeting in the world. All right? Here's the second question. Most common passwords. You know what's funny about this? Somebody's password is about to be shown on that screen. All right? These are the most common passwords according to internet research. Let me in. Password. 1, 2, 3. And Liverpool. Those are actually the 4 top worldwide passwords. Now, on the count of 3, you shout out which one you think worldwide is the most common one. 1, 2, 3.
Password.
Okay, password is the overwhelming winner. And the worldwide answer is 1, 2, 3. That's right.
Oh my word.
Boy, just think, this really did not do much for my faith in the imagination of humankind. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, next question. Most commonly recognized corporate logos in the world, that when people see it, they know exactly what it is, all right? Is it Google, or is it Coca-Cola, or maybe McDonald's, or possibly Nike? These are the 4 most recognizable ones. What do you think is number 1? Ready? In 1, 2, 3.
McDonald's!
Ooh, man, that was, it's like everybody else said one thing, but Dawn said another, and she's going to heard.
I screamed.
Yes, you did. That was an enthusiastic answer. All right, and the answer is McDonald's. That's right, the most commonly recognized corporate symbol on the planet. Now, the last question, it's not going to seem like it fits. And they've really never done a survey on this one. And honestly, this is just my best guess. What's the most common thought of all the people on the planet? McDonald's. Now, not just... You two are clearly married.
I can't believe you said that.
And I can only say you deserve each other. Okay? all I
I'm
can say.
shocked he said that. I was thinking something else.
The most common thought. Now, if this was just guys, it would be a different answer.
That's what I was thinking.
It'd be football. But this is all people of all genders on the planet. I thought, what's the most common thought that really exists? All people, all planet, every culture, guys, girls, kids, everybody. And you know what? You know what I think is at least in the running? I'm not good enough. Matter of fact, you know what would not surprise me? It wouldn't surprise me if everybody in this room thought some version of that this past week. I am not a good enough spouse. I'm not a good enough parent. I'm not a good enough worker. I'm not a good enough decision maker. I'm not a good enough employee. I'm not a good enough Christian. I'm not a good enough athlete. I'm just not good enough. Something, maybe a bunch of things. I just can't help but think that maybe this is one of the most common thoughts that we human beings actually have. Would it surprise you to learn that many of the world's most powerful, accomplished, and spiritual people think exactly the same thing? They do. I mean, consider this guy here, Moses. Great example. I mean, most people who really aren't even very knowledgeable about, Christianity, the history of the people of God and that kind of a thing, are nonetheless familiar with this guy Moses. Because this is the 10 plagues guy, let my people go, all sorts of horrible things happening, millions of slaves being, redeemed from bondage, that guy. This was cross the Red Sea Moses, right? Part it and then walk through on dry ground. This was go up on the mountain and get the 10 commandments, Moses. This was strike a rock and get water. Get manna to feed people every day in the desert ground, Moses. That guy. Did you know that all of that stuff almost never happened? And did you know it almost never happened because Moses thought, I'm not good enough. I'm not a good enough leader. I'm not a good enough follower of God. I'm not a good enough speaker. I'm just not good enough. And that stuff almost never happened. See, when God first appeared to Moses, when he was tending sheep in the Arabian desert, and he showed up in a burning bush and he spoke, and he said, Moses, I'm going to ask you to go back to Egypt, and I'm going to ask you to lead a bunch of people into freedom. Moses responded with these words. He said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? Who am I?